Today's evangelism encouragement comes from Ezekiel chapter 3 verses 4 to 11. He then said to me, "Son of man, go now to the people of Israel and speak my words to them. You are not being sent to a people of obscure speech and strange language, but to the people of Israel. Not to many peoples of obscure speech and strange language whose words you cannot understand. Surely if I had sent you to them, they would have listened to you. But the people of Israel are not willing to listen to you because they are not willing to listen to me. For all the Israelites are hardened and obstinate. But I will make you as unyielding and hardened as they are. I will make your forehead like the hardest stone, harder than flint. Do not be afraid of them or terrified by them, though they are a rebellious people." And he said to me, "Son of man, listen carefully and take to heart all the words I speak to you. Go now to your people in exile and speak to them. Say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, whether they listen or fail to listen." I want to encourage you this morning by telling you that evangelism is hard. So often in evangelism it can feel as though we're banging our head against a brick wall and no one wants to listen. You might be tempted to try and go elsewhere in the world where people seem more open to the gospel and willing to listen. But if God has called you to share the gospel here in Great Britain, then this is where you have to be. I don't want to say that anyone that tells you that evangelism in the UK is always easy and they always see people come to faith every time they go out is probably sugarcoating things. The experience for most of us is the same experience that God promised Ezekiel he was going to have, that he was going to go and share, but people were going to be hardened to the gospel. It's hard when that's the case, but God promises Ezekiel, and he promises us too, that he will make us hard and help us to stand firm. And God encourages Ezekiel as well to remain faithful in his witness. God encourages him to keep going despite people's reluctance to listen. He says, doesn't he, say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, whether they listen or fail to listen. Things might seem hard. They might seem difficult, but we need to persevere. We need to remain faithful to the calling that God has put on our lives, and we need to keep sharing the gospel every single day. Our role is to faithfully preach the word in a way that engages with the world so that we bring glory to God in all that we do and we leave the results to him.